Khorne marches on as we see them go up against Grand Cathay. Here we go, here we go. Alright, yup, those names are correct. We have Fight Hour versus Anticity. This is a SFT we had, and this was a damn good match. Very, it's Khorne favored for sure. 18 units versus 10 though. Could see otherwise. On the flanks, especially on here on, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Scavenger's Cave? I'm not sure how to pronounce the actual map's name. But it is definitely, yeah, this is how you deal with Khorne. And kind of how you deal with Slaanesh sometimes. You just go super wide. Let your shooting units just wear them down. Protect your shooting units in this nice little box and then just gut them. Although, Skull Taker, Marauder Horseman. Surprised there's no Bloodletters. Prior to the DLC, Khorne just spammed Bloodletters just to gut through most of their stuff and do Alpha Strike. Bloodletters, Exalted Bloodletters, and you just gut the hell out of all their stuff. And by all theirs, I mean Grand Cathay. And he's got some, yeah, he's closing the gap on how many units. I wonder what Anticity's saving up for. I see some of those big flower units coming in. Maybe for the, what are those? Those Crowmen. Yeah, Crowmen. And here come the first of the Crowmen. Alright, and Fight Hour is just going for it. Not even going to wait for the rest of his units to get into position, which is a bit of a strange call. I think I would have preferred if he'd waited. There's no reason not to wait for his units to get in position and start crumping, but he feels this way. Here come the Longbow Riders, do a nice little rear charge. Gonna break those Marauders right away. Fleshhounds, I don't know if I like Fleshhounds here. There's not too much Fleshhounds really do here. Yeah, I don't get the Fleshhounds. Because they have the Jade Riders. They're going into Spears right now, which is just awful. Just not a great matchup for them. I guess just Crowmen, that's the only good matchup, but even then, at that price, you're better off just going with Furies. So yeah, Fleshhound's just a weird pick. But he does need some speed. I think I would have preferred, yeah, I don't know. Maybe even more Marauder Horsemen would have been fine. I think they can also do the same thing, and they can shoot a great little skirmish cav, light cav, hybrid unit. Skull Taker already cracking into Anticity's backline though, so that's definitely not where he wants to. Yeah, that is not what Anticity wants to see, especially when you have Wrathmongers already cracked in the middle. Crowmen doing their little bombardments. Why did Crowmen get bombardments? I don't understand that. Cathay's been getting a lot of tools and still getting even more tools, and for some reason they're not doing well in good old Dom. But I think it's just like they play like dwarfs, honestly. Just, yeah, it's hard to know how to maneuver with them and use all their tricks properly. And it's a very defensive faction. There's no burst of damage, so you can easily get overwhelmed like you see here. But that's the thing, they're like, I think they play a very grindy, long game. And good show of how to use them properly by Anticity. Although, yeah, Fight Hour is almost 2,000, wow. 2,000 behind in terms of value, but he's cracking so many of the units of Anticities. And those Wrathmongers are surprisingly lasting hella long. And they've taken so much damage. Cultist eventually gonna pop his summonings. Oh, he already did. I see the Bloodletters right there. I don't think those were summons. No, they weren't summons because they'd have their little statics of electricity surrounding them right now. Fight Hour just needs to keep this momentum up. Skull Taker's not gonna go anywhere. If he could actually snipe the Lord, I think that would be a great way to just crack all this down and give him a heads up. He's slowly catching up back in value. His blob is definitely favored. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Sword of Khorne coming down soon too. Yeah, just look at all this. Wow. Yeah, Cathay's on the run. Longbow Riders are going to have to do overtime. Marauder Horsemen, though, of Khorne got caught up. I would just start getting them back on the side objective there. Because that's the thing about this map. You just keep cycling around the objectives. It's very common. I don't know what that Dragon Breath was for. Maybe it was for a proc, passive proc, because that didn't do shit. Oh, man. Anticity got his Lord out of there. The Lord on foot? Wow. Yeah, Skull Taker is just ready to ram into that and just kill him. If FIGHTHOUR was just paying attention, it would be a great time. Yeah, and the Cultist is right there. Wow, Anticity's gonna have the balls to have the... Yup. He does that, and Skull Taker sees the opportunity. I think Anticity's Lord's about to go, which is a bit harrowing, because all these units need to get back in formation. Yup, get the arrows over there, the spears there. Same thing here, because the Sword of Khorne right here would be devastating on that big blob over there on the side. The arrows on the spears there. Alright, decent Dragon Breath there. Not going to be as effective because most Khorne units have like what? 25-35% spell resist because they're wearing all that brass. Jade Warrior, or Jade Lancer's getting caught out by the Blood Beast, and then bam, the Lord gets sniped, of course. It wouldn't be a game of Anticity without having his Lord get sniped. Oh man. And look at those leadership just tanking all these units. You have terror and fear being caused. Well, I don't think there's any terror, but definitely fear for sure. Whether it's from Skull Taker to the Blood Beast. Countercharges from Furies and the Blood Beast is going to be helpful. Cultist. I don't know about keeping the Cultist out here. Maybe unsummon him. Get some value back in. Get him back into the summoning circle so you can put him out there again. The problem I have right now are these shooting units. One Fury could probably clean up every single one with them. One of them with the charge. The Blood Beast could help out in the center here and probably do some counter charges. Marauder, Horseman getting charged in by Crowman is not what you want to see, because they're going to pick them up. Yeah, there's 4 things. Yeah, Furies, 1 or 2 Furies would easily just pick these up on charge. And then Anticity really has to pay attention. Although FIGHTHOUR is up ahead on value and on points now. Holy shit. That's not something you really hear too often when you're playing against a high-level player like this. I'm up on Anticity. Although this is a bad matchup. This is where having a good matchup can really make the difference between that and how well you build your list against what you assume is a higher-level player. Anticity is just doing what he's supposed to do, just overwhelm whatever's countercharging his units. Yeah, this is what puts a higher-level player versus a lower level. You have players who are going to throw 1 unit in versus 3 units, even though that 1 unit counters all 3 of those units, really. Just the sheer amount of them can just overwhelm via damage, mass, and leadership of that 1 unit. And then you have fire support behind them. Yeah, eventually it's kind of like a waste. Luckily, he's got all these units. Maybe he can crack all these horsemen. And that's a thing you don't think about. Maybe it sounds counterintuitive with things like Fleshhounds, Khorngors, and Minotaurs. Khorne does have a bit of an issue when dealing with a lot of large entities, simply because, especially SEs, because they don't help proc the army ability to get things like Sword of Khorne, which can deal with a lot of the infantry blobs. Oh, look at this Wrathmonger. The one Chad Wrathmonger still kicking in. Just unsummon him, FIGHTHOUR. You can get at least some value. Oh, and then he falls. Get some value in here and start. I mean, a lot of Anticity. He's got 20 to 10, but look how many of his units are either tattered or just running away. I count like 4 or 5 units. Brings back the Lord because the Lord's dirt cheap. Helps with the leadership issue Anticity's feeling right now, and he's slowly getting back in, possibly triple capping FIGHTHOUR right now. And this is why I like this game. It was just always back and forth. And yeah, you can't let go of that gap. Because there was a time where, yeah, FIGHTHOUR was closing it. I wouldn't even worry about capping the points right now. I would just shove off everything you could, get some Furies. Yeah, there's no Furies. That's what's really upsetting me. The Furies to come chase off a lot of the weaker units, especially shooting ones. I would just get the shooting ones out of there. A good charge or 2 could end a lot of these units. Especially in the center there, too. Maybe just gather another force on the side to recapture the point. And then just do a sandwich from both flanks. Yeah, sure, he can take them. He can take one of the side points after you do that. But, like I said, you're trading one of the sides to gain the middle and possibly take out, like, a good chunk of his army. You could even possibly snipe the Lord, too. Just have Skull Taker just chase down the Lord before it gets in the center. And do another debuff, leadership debuff, which would crack a lot of these units on the side. Maybe even in the center. It's a bit of a risky play. There's a lot of units there, but if they're not charging you, you could at least peel them off with some Furies. Some light cav charges from the Marauder Horsemen. Surprised I haven't seen any Minotaurs, honestly. Probably just brought in Blood Beast, which I don't blame him, but you still want to bring in Minotaurs. Minotaurs will clean up Cathay units, especially if they're not supported. Like on the side flank here, maybe on the other side flank there. And eventually bring them in and out of the woods. I would just say go to the woods. Because a lot of Anticity shooting units won't be that useful, especially if all you had to do was do a single cap. And this is why I like this map, because it really, you'll see Anticity, he's got to split off his main force from the middle here. He doesn't really leave anything in the middle, so he could possibly start throwing units that way. Like a Khorne or Chaos Warrior of Halberds. Backed up by Marauders. FIGHTHOUR's got some units he could. Yeah, the only thing is the Jade. And he's not, yep, he's just letting them sit there. Shouldn't do that with Khorne. Just put them on the edge of the side so you can intercept and capture the point without any problem. Nice little buff there, giving from Anticity, giving that 44%. And still, he's just overwhelming him on the side. And there he goes, taking Skull Taker to the middle. And this big blob of units just ready to take this side too. And without Skull Taker giving him that support buff, I don't think they're going to last over here, but it could. Marauder Horsemen trying to shoot unit. Oh, man, that's just, no. Marauder Horsemen are not the unit right now. Although they're doing some damage, but it's not going to cut it. There's just too many units from the Cathay. The Cathay Lord. Cathay problem. Yup, that's what you got to do, FIGHTHOUR. Just send units to the center. Just hold out. While they're trying to eat those units on the side, you try to crump over here. I would like to see some Chaos Warriors, honestly. Just one brick, they could take a charge. It's going to take a lot of units to come grab them. He's got Furies, finally. They should have been back here a long time ago to hit these weakened units. Shoo away a lot of these Cav units that are also weak. Just all the weak units. Just one or two charges from the Furies would just clean them up. And that would just slowly degrade them. Yup, and he's not fighting on the edge, so these Jade Lancers are going to get not only the proc and deny the the capture. Marauder Horsemen being chased by, I don't know, I think those are Jades? I want to say they're Jades. If they're just regular old peasants, he could have the Marauders just turn around and start beating them. I mean, they beat him straight up, so I don't understand why he doesn't do that. No, they are Jades, so yeah, that's the right call. And yeah, I think we're seeing the beginning of the end, folks, because Skull Taker's in the middle here. We have Marauder Horsemen coming in, but it's just, everything here is just about to be overwhelmed. And you have to kite these Jades. They're not going to beat them one-on-one, especially when backed up by Crowmen. A Sword of Khorne, though, could change this. One drop from a Sword of Khorne could force the issue, especially while they're engaged. Just let them, just lose 650 units, but you'll trade it off for a whole center of units. And everything over here is pretty much beaten. So if he did that, I think FIGHTHOUR could, and he's up 2,000 value, well, almost 2,000 value. He could flip this on its head. There's nothing stopping him from doing that. And I think that's what Anticity's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to just bait out the Sword of Khorne. I haven't seen a single one yet, so that could be what's going on. Marauders of Khorne, backed up by Furies in the center. I don't know. Yep. Anticity's about to clean all this up. Yeah, there's been so many units, but not a single Sword of Khorne. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah. That's going to be GG's. Anticity's going to grab the rest of the points. 8 to 16. Furies don't even have capture weight on the points, so yeah, that's going to be it. Skull Taker's going to try to go for his Lord, but it's too late. You don't have any capture weight, and Anticity's already taken the initiative and all the points. But well done, FIGHTHOUR. He went up to the end. It was close. I think a few plays here or there that could have shaped it would have done it. And yeah, maybe keep his Wrathmongers alive just a little bit longer, coordinated his Alpha Strike. Because I think he just pulled the trigger just a little early. And I'm surprised there was no Sword of Khorne. Maybe there was and it was off screen. I wasn't seeing it. But yeah, I didn't think I seen any of the army ability. Maybe there was one, and just didn't see it. Maybe drop the Flesh Hounds. Instead, bring in more Bloodletters. That's what I would do. Just bring in more Bloodletters. You got Blood Brute Behemoths for the Jade Lancers, along with the Minotaurs of Khorne. 2 Furies, I think, is fine. 3 Khorne Gores in case you gotta deal with some monsters isn't bad either. And you had a Wrathmonger, so this build should have done okay. Yeah, 4 Empress Crowmen, just brutal. Pretty much destroy most things there. Bloodbrutes did fantastic. Yeah, I just don't see why you bring the Fleshhounds in this matchup. Yeah, one got 84. Yeah. Furies, though, just doing work. And just spamming them to either deal with the Crowmen or the weakened units will do fine, too. Oh, there were Chaos Warriors. Nice, nice. That's why they lasted so long. Yeah, just drop this Fleshhound as well. Get a Bloodletter or another Chaos Warrior. I think another Chaos Warrior wouldn't be too bad. Or even Forsaken. Forsaken would be nice here, too. Just clean up. They deal so much damage. Good little unit of shock troops. Good reinforcing, too. Alright, folks, we're at the end of the video. If you liked the video, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 2,000. Come join the Discord to get notifications for the stream, or for the tournaments that are going to be on the stream, or just show some love on the stream. All are appreciated. So, yeah, thank you. Okay. And with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.